till some months ago, I I need to stop doing this because I'm trying to be funny. I'm really trying to be funny really hard now, but I think you guys can see it. But I think I don't need to try to be funny because I'm funny naturally, because there's like literally no need, like, nigga, why are you trying really hard, bro? Why? There's literally no need, right? That's what I'm saying. But yeah. Till like some months ago, I cannot even recall like how many months it was. I stopped being really self-conscious about feedbacks or getting reply on what it is I could have possibly be doing in the moment. And it took me a good amount of time. The reason being is, I'm sorry for my thick accent. A moment. What? Oh, I got Timothy. That's my relative. So yeah, it did take me a good amount of time, and the reason being is the way that I was raised. Because you only receive feedbacks when you're doing something really bad, and if you're doing something and you got somebody else, coming at you and telling you exactly, hey, what you're doing is just tell you something about what it is you're doing, making me really cautious or really afraid. Because yeah, that's like one of the environment that I was raised in. Like, if I get my mom or my dad coming in to talk to me about something, I'm probably doing it wrong, and that's the reason why they're trying to come and talk to me. They're not coming and talk to me because I'm doing it right and they want to let me know. I'm not used to that. I'm really not used to that. So that's, I think that's kind of like one of the reasons why, like, receiving feedbacks was something that I was generally not interested into or did not know how to take, because I was like, even though those feedbacks were not like personal things, like things that I'll say for the most part everybody would be okay with the fact that, hey, you know what, if I did added this to whatever it is I'm doing, so it would have made it better. But it was just something that I was not used to. But right now, I think I'm used to it a little for a little bit, just a little bit more, and I know how to not take stuff personally. It did take me a good amount of try actually to be able to come to this point where I almost don't take anything personal, and I, for the most part, expect somebody, or just expect everybody to be right minded with whatever they are saying and that they fully mean it. And even though it's something that I should only take personal, but I do not take it personal, and I try to make it a joke, which is sometimes bad, because sometimes, or even most of the time, like whoever we might be hanging out with might be like, "Hey, why are you not serious? Or why are you laughing about this when it's not something I should be laughing about?" But the thing is, I'm not laughing about it because it's funny. I'm laughing about it because I'm just trying not to take it really personal, and trying not to let it dominate me, to be honest. That's the reason why I know I'm laughing about it. That's the reason why I even laugh about most stuff in life, to be honest. Because if I generally don't laugh about it, I'll be thinking about this in like for 24 hours, and I generally do not want to do that. I do not want to let something in my mind thinking for 24 hours, because there's literally so many things that you can't get done in 24 hours. Why would you want to think about one thing and one thing? Well, I do get it, for in some instances, like something is really bad and really require a good amount of thought processing. So yeah, for sure. But really, I'm not into this. Let that sink in for 24 hours and then I'll come back to you. I'm not in the moment. I'm not in the moment person. Like, I will tell you exactly what it is in the moment when you're asking me for it, because I do believe that there is value with taking a step back and actually analyzing and reflecting on stuff instead of actually sending or giving a vague answer or even giving your approval to some stuff. But just saying. I'm getting out of the subject now. I don't even think that we had a subject, to be honest, but it was pretty much just me talking about like receiving personal feedbacks and stuff. And yeah, so I think we're much more better at receiving personal feedbacks. And if I had some advice to give to someone who is not good at taking personal feedbacks, I'll say, like, first thing first, it had nothing to do with you. Take yourself out of it. I know it's really easier. It's much more easier said than done, because, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna have to say this, and then I really have to think about it or even go through it. But yes, most of the time, like, the thing that the people are telling you are literally things that you generally have no control over, or just something really personal. So that's one thing that you actually need to take a step back and think about when it comes to you receiving feedback. So what kind of feedbacks are you receiving? So are those feedbacks, or doing like genuine feedbacks that can make your work better, or just some personal modifications that generally will not do anything to the job or to your work beside of making it likable for this specific person if the item was present. So you have to distinguish between what's a personal feedbacks and what's not a personal feedbacks, and then once you make the difference between those two feedbacks or those two kind of feedbacks, so right now you can take a step back and also ask yourself again, hey, am I really gonna listen to this person? Because there's literally people that would tell you, hey, you know what, if you do this it would have been much better. They have like 10,000 feedbacks, but to be honest, when you take a step back and you analyze everything that they're saying, that's one of the biggest show ever. So that's one of the reason why, taking into account every who you're talking to and who's giving you the feedback is really important, because hey, you don't want to compromise your whole thing or just sabotage yourself just by being open at receiving feedbacks. Come on now. So who you're taking feedbacks from is really important as well, because this can either make you or break you, literally. And I think the last thing that I really want to say when it comes to feedbacks is your gestures matter, like how you present your body and how you act when you're giving the feedbacks. The feedback or the feedbacks, I don't know if you have multiples, but yeah, it does matter, because let's imagine. Okay, so let's just think about this specific scenario, right? So you were listening to someone that was speaking about a specific matter, and the knowledge, you have knowledge on it, you have knowledge on the subject, you have knowledge on the topic, and you have some quite a good amount of stuff that you want to tell them. I cannot even thought right, but hey, are you gonna come and tell them, please add this, or just tell them, um, well, you'll have to tell them to add it away, because it's either you add or you remove. I'll say for the specific scenario, but how are you gonna tell them that? How are you gonna tell them, hey, I really like your speech, which is, I think, personally, that's the way that I would have to go if I have to talk to someone about their speech or something like that. I'll say I'll come to them first, and then I'll create them, and then I'll tell them that I really liked it and what I really liked about it, and then I'll move on to what I don't like about it. That's probably something that they taught me in class, but I generally don't remember which class it is. Yeah, so that's, I think, the proper way to give people feedback. So you're not gonna give people feedbacks by just saying like, hey, you know what, this whole thing suck, and then therefore I know everything. Well, this doesn't really justify the fact that you know something because something sucks. But let's just say like something sucks, and I know how to do this, therefore I know everything. There you go. So yeah, so is that like how you're gonna give somebody else feedback? So like how you do it, or how you present yourself, and what you say, and how your body is saying it is really important, as are really important factors as well when it comes to giving people feedback. So it's like all this sorts of stuff that people be looking at when you're talking to them. So it's not, they're not just listening to you. People are not blind, so they're looking at you as well. So they are trying like to see if the mind is doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is understanding. So I guess. So I'm gonna cut this thing right now, because I generally don't think that I've been talking about a specific topic. But one thing that I did realize is the fact that I did not really cut or think about a bunch of stuff. I just talk, which is something that I'm generally trying to get out naturally. But yeah, that was this thing. That was this video. So I'm gonna cut this thing right now before probably the audio stop, because I don't know, running out of battery or something. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this thing now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on another one. Bye.